And Mackenzie, Baltimore City isn't the only place with the Inspector General in the spotlight. The Baltimore County executive moving forward with some plans to search for a new IG. What are you learning about where that process is at this point?
Yeah, we know that the Baltimore County Inspector General Kelly Madigan says that she was told last month by County Executive Kathy Klossmeyer that her contract would not be renewed. That news came in the form of receiving this letter here that Madigan says she was given by Klossmeyer at the end of a meeting that the two had. Klossmeyer has yet to make herself available for an interview to really discuss some of the nuances of all of this entire situation. But we do know that Klossmeyer announced a 5-member panel for the search and review for the Inspector General as this process plays out. Madigan herself did reapply for the position, and I'm told that in total 23 people applied for the job. Let's take a look at who's on this search panel and review panel right now, reviewing all of these applications and the resumes. It includes Reverend William Johnson, who spent more than a decade as the Inspector General for the State Department of Human Services. He was also the chair of the Baltimore County Blue Ribbon Commission on Ethics and Accountability. Kathleen Cox is a retired judge who also served on that Blue Ribbon Commission. Then there's Dennis King, an attorney who was appointed to the panel by the County Council. King is an attorney who spent several years working on legislation in the General Assembly. Arthur Elkins is another attorney who was a federal inspector general for the EPA. He also has his own employment law firm. And the final member is Thomas Dewberry, who is the first chief administrative law judge for the state after serving in the House of Delegates. I spoke with County Councilman Izzy Patoko, who has stood by Kelly Madigan as the Inspector General in the county. He tells me that he plans to introduce legislation next month to create an independent advisory board for the county IG. So he says that something like this perhaps doesn't happen again.
Now, it won't really be effective for the current situation. Because it has to go to the voters because it's a charter amendment. So that'll take place in November of 2026 if my colleagues should form a supermajority to pass it. And then if there's any future events like this independent authority would be the appointing authority for the Inspector General.
What's the point of having this panel convene and go through all these applications if at the end of the day, the majority of the members of the council are really only looking to keep Kelly Madigan in place?
Well, I think there's varying opinions on how the process should take place and how it should be conducted. And I think 4 council members have said, look, county executive, we don't always agree with you. We respect you. In this case, we don't agree. And we really are trying to encourage you to reappoint Ms. Madigan. And for me, I've said that on day 1 to the county executive, and now we're on day couple of weeks later. And I still say the same thing I said on day 1. If we were to have reappointed Ms. Madigan from the beginning, I think in January she was up for reappointment, then we'd be beyond this point.
Now, recently I spoke with Inspector General Kelly Madigan about this entire situation, and she explained the difference between how her office is set up and designed compared to the Inspector General's office in Baltimore City.
I think this process was the same originally in the city, and the city underwent change because someone recognized that the process is inherently political, and we don't want the Inspector General position to be political. In fact, it's supposed to be without politics, apolitical. And they went about passing legislation to have a board, an Inspector General advisory board that consists of members of the public. I think the deans of the law school sit on the board, and they are tasked with the budget for the Inspector General and kind of determining on a yearly basis if the Inspector General is doing a good job. And that's very different than the process in the county. One of the things that Ms. Cumming, a friend of mine in the city who's the Inspector General, noted when originally her board consisted of individuals that she had jurisdiction over, she had investigated or written reports about. That's not how oversight is supposed to be.
Now, at this point, not all of the applications have been submitted. It's not clear the timeline as to when the potential new person would be in place. And I did reach out to County Executive Klossmeyer's office again today to try and schedule an interview with her at some point this week. Her office tells me she's unavailable, but we'll keep trying to get some answers. Live in the newsroom, Mackenzie Frost, Fox 45 News.
I'm Mary Bubala. Thank you for watching. Here's another video for you to watch. Also take some time to subscribe to our YouTube channel.